called for a business trip over in Baton Rouge. That's about 251 miles from my house to Baton Rouge office. So I took the mileage that they were going to give me and decided to rent a very nice 2013 Model S. Okay, so we started the navigation to Baton Rouge, and of course I knew I wouldn't have enough time or enough power to get there. So we are going to stop off at the supercharger in Lake Charles, and it's saying that I'll have about 18% left when I get to Lake Charles, which I guess is pretty good. So okay, so we're in Beaumont right now. We're now heading to Lake Charles. It's saying that our range is about 21% to get into Lake Charles. I guess after charging, getting all the way into Baton Rouge, it's saying 14%. So it makes me a little nervous, a little range anxiety, but you know, we'll see. I mean, I had that earlier going to Liberty when it said 15% going into Lake Charles, so I know it can adjust, so we'll see where we are. Okay, we are here at the Tesla supercharging station in Lake Charles, not Baton Rouge. We're not even close to Baton Rouge. Charge port's open. Take the handle. And thinking about it. There we go. We are now green screen saying about 35 minutes charge. Well, I'm the only car here at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is not surprising. There's a Sonic behind me, but it doesn't open until 7, so I'm not getting breakfast there. So far, my impressions of the car, being a 2013, doesn't have autopilot, which I knew, no big deal. Some stretches of roads that would have been kind of nice, but you know, doesn't have air suspension. That's 2. It just has the regular suspension on there. It rides like my Charger, very smooth, very consistent. You know, good ride, not great, but really good, really smooth. I really like it. I wouldn't mind having one, which is one reason that I rented this car. Okay, so I've been sitting here for about an hour. It's 6:04 in the morning. I got here right at 5. And it originally said about 35 minutes to charge. It got up to about 80% at that 35-minute mark, and then when it kicked into the other 20%, it added another 35 minutes. No big deal, I took a nap. So right now we're at 227 miles. Baton Rouge is about 135 miles away. So we're gonna stop it here. If I have to stop someplace else and charge, I can. There we go. And let's get back on the road. It's saying 27% to get into the office, and so hopefully that's right. Okay, so update, set rep. It is 7:15 in the morning. We've got about 159 miles left on the battery, and we got about 80 miles to the office in Baton Rouge. So I think we're good, depending on traffic and anything like that. Okay, so we made it. We'll go over some of the particulars later, but I'm running late for my meeting. Bye. It was so nice and clean when we picked it up last night. It is now filthy. That's one day trip from from Houston to Baton Rouge. I'm at the supercharger station here in Baton Rouge. I got air in the tire at outside of Lake Charles. The pressure sensor came on, and so I pulled over nearest gas station I could find, and tire was low, so I went ahead and just filled it up, got all the way into work, and came on again. I was running late for my meeting. I think I said that in the last video. And so I decided to just go ahead and go into work and then come back out once my meeting was done and check on the tire, and then take it over to Discount Tire real quick for them to hopefully plug the tire. Since I did rent this car on TURO, I was hoping I didn't have to pay for a tire for someone else. But anyway, came outside, the tire was completely flat. I called AAA. They couldn't get to me for like 45 minutes to almost an hour. So I went ahead and called one of the guys at work and said, "Hey, do you know anyone that has an air pump?" He had a little air pump in the back of his car, so I borrowed that, pumped it up to about 40 pounds PSI, and that was enough to get me down to Discount Tire. Luckily, Discount Tire was able to plug it, but yeah, it took 2 hours to them to do it. I got there around 3:30 and left around 4:30. But and I was pretty low on battery. By the time I got here, I only had about 14%, and the owner of the car has it going to 100%. So not even 80%, 20% of 80%, or 14% of 80%. So I got here, two other Teslas. There was a Model S, Model X when I got here. Beautiful blue, love it. And then, of course, the white one that I'm driving, and another white one right next to it. So, okay, so second full day with the Tesla. Came out of the hotel. It was fully charged. We've got, says 241 miles on this battery charge. I'm going to go to the office here in Baton Rouge and then leave around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and head back to Houston. I know I'll probably have to stop off in Lake Charles again, get a charge, and get me all the way home. So, I'll talk to you later when we hit the road. Okay, so now I'm back going home. It's saying a total trip of 4 hours and 30 minutes. I'll get to Lake Charles with 25% power, and then charge up, and then rest of the way home to 15%. So we'll see how long it takes. So we are at the supercharging station in Lake Charles. We got about 90 miles left on the charge. Just plugged it in. We are looking at about, let's see, 25 minutes remaining on charge on the supercharger. We'll see how accurate that is. I'm going to run over to Target and go shop. Okay, let's see where we are. Let's see, it's saying about 5 minutes, but that's probably to 80%. It's saying
now turn left onto
now
Nelson
40
Road.
minutes. So I've come to realize a couple of things. One, I really still love Teslas. Number two, I'm going to have to rent a couple more to find out which one I really like. Rent a model, maybe a Model S that has Autopilot 1 and see how it works and the differences in it. And number two, maybe a Model 3 that has Autopilot 2.0, which all of them do, and see if that one fits good. I mean, I know the S fits good. I like it, so we'll just have to try it out. One of the really cool features I really like is on the big 17-inch screen. You get, when you have your navigation on, you can have the overall trip, and as you go down the highway, it zooms in and gets tighter and tighter and tighter. But on your instrument cluster, you actually have the like your zoomed in portion of you pointing north and when you're supposed to turn. To me, that's a really good thing. I like that. You know, some people say that this car is boring and it has no soul because you don't have an exhaust note and you don't have that love affair with it. But I disagree. I really like it. I think it does have a soul. I think, you know, as time goes on, I think it's going to be one of those classics. I think it's an everyday car for commuting and everything. I think it's perfect. I have a 80-mile round trip in Houston traffic. In the morning, it's not bad. It's 40-45 minutes to get to work. In the afternoon, it's a hour and a half, 2-hour drive if I don't have a lot of traffic. It just stinks. And that's where my gas mileage goes. It just, you know, right down the tubes. But with a Tesla, you're not buying gas, and I think that is where it's a really good benefit. I think on long trips like this, where you're going 200, 250, 500 miles, I just don't think it's there yet. The charging speeds are not too bad. I was able to go into Target, shop a few minutes, come back out 25 minutes later, and it was charged up 85%. Now, if the battery is in better condition, it probably wouldn't be a problem. But right now it is. You take my wife's van, for example. It's a plug-in hybrid. It's a Pacifica, Chrysler Pacifica. And when you have it fully charged, it will go 500, fully charged, fully gassed, it will go 575 miles on a tank. And so that would have been enough for me to get to Baton Rouge and back and still have gas if I didn't charge it up overnight, which I probably would have. So to me, the ease of going into a gas station, getting a full tank of gas and go on long trips, there's nothing beating it. I don't know if we're there yet. It's getting there. It's going forward, and I like seeing that. So right now, do I want a Tesla? Yes, I do. And the main reason is because it is a beautiful car. I love Teslas. I love the look of Teslas. I think I'd still take the S. And the reason is it's a bigger car. And I like big cars. And I cannot lie.